We're back. We are back and better than ever. Folks, welcome. Another episode. The boys are ready to go. Today we are brought to you by Petri Dishes. Actually, no, scratch that. I'm going to save Petri Dishes. We're going to be brought to you by haircuts today. I got a haircut today. John got a haircut recently. Connor needs a haircut. To start, I go 2 on the sides, 2 on the back, blended up top, usually half off the top or so. Pretty simple. What about you boys?
I'll go next because I got the second most recent haircut. Take it down to a 1. Say fade it high. Take it high. Inch off the top hard part. I look damn good, and I know it.
Dude,
so I was sweating today profusely at the gym, and I looked in the mirror and I said, the hair still looks good.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. The thing I love about barbers is when they start giving me suggestions after I ask for something. So I usually ask for about a 3 on the side, fade up top, leave a little bit of bangs. I like to brush it to the left. No biggie. But when they're like, hey, you know what? I think tapered would look really good here. Let me fade you all the way up to the top. I'm like, you know what? I trust you. You've been doing this your whole life. Go for it. And then they pull out the single edge razor at the end, and I just get goosebumps. Just absolutely freeze up.
That's the best part. I say it every time just so he knows that I love it. I say the best part. He saves it for last. Razor down the neck. And I also like to mix in I trust you. He gives a suggestion. I'm like, all right, give it a rip. I trust you.
Yeah, I mean, if they screw it up, they know I'm not coming back. So that's on them.
Here's what you absolutely need You need your barber to be cutting your hair confidently. If you say no to a suggestion, that is a kiss of death. You got to have a confident barber. I swear to God, if and this has happened before, if they fuck my hair up, I'll let them know. And that affects the tip, and that affects my mood, and then the whole barbershop by 10 minutes later, everyone's pissed off. So you got to have a confident barber.
Dude, that's a tough business to be in. Not going to lie.
John, who do you trust more, your barber or your dad?
My dad? I would say my dad. You made me think about it, but yeah, I mean,
okay,
not with cutting my hair, that's for sure.
If your dad was a barber, then you could trust both of them,
Right.
I cut my own hair once.
How'd
that go? Whoa.
I need a little help on the back. I had to have someone down the hall who was freshman year in the dorms. I got most of it. That was just when I did a straight 2 all over. That's when I looked really young and infantile. But now I'm just a sexy beast. No, I'm a sexy beast now.
Okay, all right.
Women have told me I am attractive, so there you go. You heard it here first.
I noticed that's plural. How many are we talking? 2, 3?
I would say 4 or 5.
Okay.
And this doesn't count relatives either.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
No. At that point, that's basically science. I think that's all you need.
Do I respond confidently after they say something? No, I stumble and stutter and I get red, but it's the thought that counts. So good for me. But we have sports to talk about, correct? That's what we do on this podcast, right?
We got some sports to talk about. Before we start, we had a special announcement this week. The boys have been in the lab per usual. We actually launched a website recently, so you can't get enough of us talking about sports and random shit, then feel free to log online, 7throundmedia.com. We have some great colleagues that launched a podcast of their own called The Classroom. I'd highly recommend people listening to that. Some funny stuff. Their first episode, they talked about everything from dinosaurs to texting to, basically anything you can want.
Crazy Florida people.
Crazy Florida people. Yeah, essentially they're just trying to teach you the ins and outs of life. So head over to Apple Podcasts and or Spotify. Tune into that. Hop on the website. Let us know if we're doing a good job. We've launched a separate Twitter account for that as well, just at 7th Round Media. Instagram's the same exact thing. But yeah, we have not lots of sports. Sports are kind of dwindling right now, to be honest, but we have some stuff to talk about. Bruins took down the Blues in Game 1. They were down 2-0 early, came back pretty strong. Makes me sick, honestly. But Game 2 is looking all right. It's 2-2. Blues might have just gotten a 5-minute major.
Yes,
Stay tuned for that.
And I'm trying right now at the moment to who's I haven't seen the back of his jersey. I can't even tell who. Sundqvist. Yeah, and here's the thing. Yeah, it's Grizzly. Grizzly just got decapitated pretty much into the boards by Sundqvist. And the funny thing about Sundqvist, he scored against the Sharks, and I was like, this guy looks like a James Bond villain. If you look up Oscar Sundqvist, you will literally legally shit your pants because of just his appearance. Frightening as hell. He looks like the villain in Skyfall is what he looks like.
Wow, I thought the same exact thing last time.
His face popped up. I got spooked. And he just decapitated Grizzly. That is at least going to be a double minor. Stay tuned to see what happens. I want to go back a little rewind real quick. Connor called the Blues making the cup. He did call it. They were up already in the series. Me and Chad were, for some reason, on the Sharks. I honestly made that prediction under duress. I didn't realize how many guys were injured for the Sharks at the time. Once I realized that Pavelski was playing injured. Karlsson didn't even make the trip. Hertl didn't even make the trip. I was like, shit, that was a bad pick. So makes sense. Grizzlies going to the locker room. They only gave him a 2-minute penalty. I have no idea how that happens.
Listen,
Chad,
awesome.
How do you feel about your cup winner getting eliminated?
I'm salty about that. I'm going to blame injuries. I'm a big excuse guy. Everyone knows that. Another excuse for me. But listen, we have talked about this week in and week out, how much we hate the Bruins from the start of the playoffs. All right. And I hate the Bruins so much. And, and then, we all have people, friends in our lives that are Bruins fans. And it's just so like you borderline want to kill them. The ex-girlfriend, Bruins fan. Yeah, ladies. I'm single, ready to mingle. Hit me up. 585. Not saying the rest of it. Anyhow, it's just so annoying. Like,
here's the thing about Bruins fans, though. None of them are actually Bruins fans. It's just like in Boston, they do this thing where they just pivot to whatever team's doing best, and then suddenly they just love the team.
Yeah, and you know what
absolutely pisses me off
is they all are always doing best.
Yeah,
to put it lightly, it sucks.
Like Cardillo moves to Boston. All of a sudden, he's a Celtics, Bruins, Patriots fan. Like, it's annoying. I hate Boston.
But going off of John's point earlier, I was watching Game 1. And you spoke on the injuries. Basically, the Blues just like manhandled the Sharks in that series, and that's why they won. Do you think they'll be able to do the same thing with the Bruins? I mean, the Bruins are pretty damn physical themselves.
And so the Blues are riding a ton of momentum. Definitely took the Sharks behind the woodshed the last few games of the series. And I predicted, though, I said I wasn't sure who was going to win Western Conference. I went with the Sharks. I said that I imagine the Bruins will win the Stanley Cup in 5 or 6 games. I'm sticking by that, and I'm saying they win it in 5. After watching Game 1, I know Game 2 has been very competitive, but keep in mind in Game 1, it was the second and third period that the Bruins just absolutely annihilated the Blues. So also, one last thing before I give you the floor. The Blues have been so mediocre at home that when they flip the ice, I don't even count that. So I think the Bruins are going to take care of business here. The Blues will get 1.
I don't understand why the Bruins are so good. Like, they really don't have any guys aside from Tuukka Rask I think I'd consider in the top 10 of the league. Talent-wise.
Well, that's where your rookie hockey knowledge. Bergeron and Char are definitely both up there. I would say Bergeron is definitely top 10. Char is aging, but I mean he's one of the best defenders. But it's the camaraderie. Put that one on the board as the word of the day, camaraderie. These guys have been playing together forever. Marchand, Pastrnak, and Bergeron. I have never seen. I mean, they're probably the most well-oiled line of forwards in the league, I would imagine. And then the defense. I mean, they're solid and deep. That's why the Bruins are so good. A lot of playoff experience.
I mean, their fourth line scored the game winner in Game 1, which is stupid.
They're fundamental. They're a very good team. It's frustrating. Yeah. They're like every other Boston team, just fundamentally sound. Tons of playoff experience because they always make it, and it's like there's minimal turnover. It's the same guys every year, it seems like.
Why don't other teams start doing that in all sports? It makes no sense. They like have one bad season, and they're like, all right, we're just going to get rid of everyone. You know what I mean?
It's sort of like a panic run, like Call of Duty, like half your team dies and you just run the opposite direction to avoid everyone. That's what a team does when they have one bad season. It's like, It's beyond irritating.
I hate nothing more than like, say you have a young team, you just hired a new head coach and you just fire him right away. I'm like, what are you doing? Why even hire him in the first place?
Or Houston, the Rockets this year, they lose to Golden State and now everyone's on the trade block. It's like
Chris
a real
Paul
life
sucks, though. Chris Paul sucks.
Clint Capella's dope though.
Yeah, if they trade Capella, that'd be stupid. The Rockets are a perennial choke job, though. I used that phrase last night to describe the Raptors, but we'll get to that later.
Let's see the Blues. What? They have the quote unquote rookie goalie.
He is a rookie still.
He's a rookie, I guess, but he's like 90. Tarasenko, we were talking about before we hopped on. Connor's a big Tarasenko fan. He had a quiet year, I'm going to be honest. You know, I've done fantasy hockey the last 2 or 3 years, and he's been a perennial first rounder. And this was the first year he was like a second or third round pick. And honestly, John showing me his hiney, not sure why. Go ahead, John. You must have something to say.
I was just stretching my hamstrings.
Oh, okay. So I'll keep going. But yeah, Tarasenko's been great in the playoffs, and it's good to see. Just a quiet guy there. Ryan O'Reilly, I hate. He can actually kiss rocks.
Ex-Sabre. He's had some choice words for them, I believe, since getting traded.
Yeah. Who else do they have? Oh, they got a couple good defenders.
Patrick Maroon. He's been excellent in the playoffs. He's a veteran. He's been very good tonight, too.
I'll tell you what. Jamie Schwartz has been good in the playoffs as well.
Schwartz and Shen. That's a good line with Tarasenko. It's a very good line.
And they have a pretty good defender as well. Is it Pietrangelo?
Yeah, Pietrangelo.
But
see, they'll hit you, dude. The Blues will hit you. They're a physical team. They went away from that second, third period game one. That's why they got dominated. They were on their heels the whole second and third period. I wanted to say second half, but that would be wrong. The last 2/3. A little mathless.
On the Tarasenko note, I can't name a single Russian in the NHL right now who's not a star.
I mean, they're good.
True. Scary. So scary.
Have you've seen all those videos of Putin playing hockey in Russia, right?
Yeah.
He's like, and no offense, I mean, he's like, when Putin is out there playing any sport, same with Kim Jong-un, it's like he's on a friggin' retreat. Like everyone treats him like he's special. They stop playing, the level of competition goes down, those guys can do whatever the hell they want.
It's like you put NHL on rookie mode and every shot you take goes in.
Yeah.
Here's my question. Why does he even enjoy that? Like, he knows he's going to score like 8 goals. It's got to be political purposes, right? They're like, holy shit, like our supreme leader, Kim Jong-un, is so dope at basketball.
And we can compare it to the guy that lit himself on fire today in front of the White House. Why did he enjoy that? He's an idiot. I don't know. Connor's fired up about it.
Dude, I mean, I'm sitting at work around like 4 p.m. today, just scrolling through Twitter since I'm quitting on Friday. If you guys want to feel power, I tell you what, just quit a job. A side note though, aside from that, I should say this: I'm sitting at work at 4 p.m. and I go on Twitter and I see this video, click on it, and this man is just fully on fire in the middle of the White House lawn, or like the lawn leading up to the White House. I don't know what he was protesting or what he did, but miraculously cops were able to put it out and arrest him. So,
yep. And here's the thing. I read the report, the synopsis, said he burned 85% of his body, like, entirely. And honestly, I'm thrilled about it, dude. I have no patience for stupidity, and I love when idiots fail in any way possible. If this guy dies, he dies. If not, then that sucks. He's got a really shitty quality of life. But he's an idiot. I got no patience for stupidity. That's Darwinism at its finest. That's all I got to say.
Can I interject? So kind of breaking news, totally unrelated to people lighting themselves on fire. I wouldn't try that personally. So did you guys see Carlos Correa was placed on the DL today?
The IL.
IL. Did you see why?
Fractured ribs, right?
He did it. He broke a rib while getting a massage. And someone quote tweeted the thing and said, "Talk about an unhappy ending."
Dude, you gotta sue the if it was an actual massage, for all intents and purposes, we'll say it was an actual massage. You have to sue the masseuse, right?
I think so. The tweet says this: Astros president of baseball operations and general manager Jeff Luhnow discusses Carlos Correa breaking a rib while getting a massage.
We
Good
should
job.
watch
Was
that
this
video.
a team? Was this on team facility? Was it a team trainer, or was he going off to the little Orchids of Asia type of thing, or what?
I think it was an Orchids of Asia.
A little Robert Kraft special, you'll rub and tug.
Yeah.
And sometimes you'll break a rib doing that. That's just the way. That's the way the saying goes. I mean, it's as old as time.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
You got to be careful out there.
in a sense, that's Darwinism as well. You know,
That's why every time I've gotten a pedicure, I have to sign a waiver. You never know what could happen. I've gotten 3 or 4. I'm not afraid to admit it. I honestly, the last time my toenails got clipped was a pedicure with my mother in Charleston.
So they have to
They mailed
be.
it there.
John,
daggers
I'm
right
gonna
now.
buy you a pedicure for your birthday. I hope you know
Thank
that.
That's incredible. That's all I ever wanted.
John, how old are you turning? 24, 25?
24.
In
I'm
October,
approaching
correct?
in October 30th. I'm approaching the age where I stop telling people how old I'm getting. I feel like I'm getting to that point, and that just comes with back pain. You know, I've had back pain, knee pain. Once I see a gray hair, I'm officially at the point where I'm 25 for the rest of my life. So
Okay. So, John, I want you to tell a story to the listeners. I don't know why I thought of this, but it was partially because you were talking and the shirt you have on. You were mistaken for a player, and you were signing autographs. Is that correct?
this is correct. So we for the Carolina Panthers Keep Pounding Day, I went out to Greenville, North Carolina. Ran a Play 60 camp at ECU, East Carolina University. The campus on the field, actually, piping hot. People don't realize how hot these fields are. Turf, sun blaring down, got heinously sunburnt. Arms were peeling for 2 weeks after. That's beside the point. These kids love me. I'll be honest. I can't blame them. Most people do. So at the end of it, these 2 young girls came up to me. They said, John, you know, can you sign our shirt? I'm like, yeah, I don't have a Sharpie, though. As soon as the Sharpie came out, all hell broke loose. Shirts getting shoved in my face. I got hit in the eye, open eye with a shirt. They're throwing them at me. It came to the point where I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'm on the practice squad. I am on the practice squad. I couldn't crush their dreams. By the end of the day, I think they started people were starting to murmur that, hey, this guy might not actually be a player. And at that point, I just pretended like I was a mute. I started miming. I was like, hey, I gotta go clean up. I don't know. You got the wrong guy.
Parents were starting to come up to you. They're like, hey, you're really fucking with my kid.
There weren't parents there. It was when the camp counselors started to ask me for autographs also that I started to get super uncomfortable. I was shushing them. I was like, are you looking at, is it me? You're looking at me? I didn't know what to do. When the counselors started to believe that I was a player, I shit myself. Honestly, I didn't know what to do. But at the end of the day, 150, 200, I probably signed 100 shirts. They all went home happy. And then I just started telling people, honestly, I told them I was Chris Hogan. And I was the first person I could think of on the team that almost was passable. I did not give them my last name. And honestly, my signature is pretty eligible. Well, how do you say this word?
Illegible.
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 There's got to be 3 L's. It might be the only word in the country with 3 L's.
Unlegible?
Is it illegal? Another word with 3 L's.
That is 2. No.
Yeah. So I think the signature was illegible enough that they went home. Honestly, half of them probably went on Fortnite and forgot that it even happened. So I have no regrets at all. I honestly told everyone, I was like, I mean, what do you want? I'm the guy. Like,
it's ineligible. Yeah.
Right.
You're an ineligible man downfield.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Dude, if that doesn't prove to you that the statement "fake it till you make it" is like, it's just so easy. You get one person going.
Honestly, I have wanted to do that my entire life. There have been instances, just walking around, like, people sometimes will say, like, oh, are you a player? I'll say no, but that was an instance where I was like, yes. Let's do this. Let's go. And I didn't realize I was going to get carpal tunnel by the end of it. I probably wouldn't have done it.
The best is you guys have to try. Next time you're at a bar and you say you're from New York, say you're up in Canada right now in the AHL, something like that. Those are believable fibs.
Tell you what,
I've done that several times.
3 years and 40 pounds ago, I could not get away with any of this, but I got the build now. I'll be honest. I'll toot my own horn.
Wow.
Dude, I want to reflect on that. You used to be skinnier than my pinky, dude.
Mm.
And one summer you were like, screw it. Like, I finally want to look like a man. Start working out.
Yep. And that is when the beard developed, too. So here's a pro tip for all you people out there. You start pushing the iron around, the adrenaline builds up, you start to grow a beard. Just saying, that's exactly what happens.
I think it's testosterone, not adrenaline, but
Same thing.
I'm not a doctor.
They're both long. They're both about 10, 11 letter words. And that's exactly what happens. That's exactly what happens.
So, okay, I can do that. Testosterone. There may be a little estrogen mixed in John's blood, but that's okay. Should we make picks for Stanley Cup? I'll go first.
Because it's going to be unanimous. I mean, it's going to be unanimous.
No, I know. But
Well,
let's go number of games. I'm saying
too.
Boston in 5.
That's what I already said. You copied me. I said that earlier.
Fine, I'll go Boston in 4.
I hate the pick. Just say Boston in 5 if you want Boston in 5.
All right.
I copied you last time. Put my hand up. I said, this is what I wanted. This is what I'm taking.
All right, I'm taking Boston in 5.
I'm going to go Boston in I'll go Boston in 6. Blues are going to take the game tonight, and then they're going to win one at home. No, they're not going to win at home. They're going to win in Boston again, and then they're going to lose in Game 6. They're going to lose all. They're going to lose all 3 games at home they play this series.
That just gave me a concussion, but okay. John, do you want to get titillized?
No, we got to talk about the NBA first. I just wanted to throw the word titilize in there.
Oh, you're throwing me for a gosh darn loop right now. But let's talk NBA.
Sometimes I got to keep you on your toes, dude. Work your agility a little bit.
So John and I
lateral quickness.
John and I hit the what's the saying?
Nail on the head.
Hit the nail on the head. Got the blood flowing by picking the Toronto Raptors. So much blood flow. We all picked the Warriors. Connor, any thoughts on the Bucks into their season?
I mean, you got to, at this point, I mean, I think I jumped the gun on Giannis. You got to take him out of top 5 consideration after he just laid an egg at the end of that series. And you got to pole vault Kawhi into top 2. No questions asked.
Are you saying MVP or just as a player in the league?
As a player.
Okay. Yep.
I'll say Giannis is the 5th best player in the league right now, but nothing higher. Actually, probably 6th. I think, is Harden better than him? Probably not, right?
That's compelling. And the funny thing is those are the top 2 MVP candidates right now.
I have Giannis at 4, solidly. I dropped him after that series. I dropped him from 3 to 4. I switched Giannis and Kawhi, so I have Kawhi at 3 now.
Who is your 1 and 2? LeBron and KD?
Durant, LeBron, Kawhi, Giannis, Curry are the top 5.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, Kawhi is a better player than LeBron is.
Yeah, he is.
Okay, I'll tell you for free, he's not.
I'm glad you told me that for free because I wouldn't play for that.
So you're going to take Kawhi out of the category because he sat out last year? That makes no sense. He's playing right now. He's playing right now.
Okay, so you're saying just because it's this year and he's in the playoffs and LeBron isn't, he's better when LeBron's been better than him.
I'm saying right now, yeah, he's better than LeBron.
LeBron, if you're going to use that argument, LeBron sat out the last month this year and then missed the playoffs.
Okay, all right, I'll put it this way for you. LeBron's on the Raptors instead of Kawhi.
They still make the finals. Okay. I'm just saying, I think Kawhi's better.
Unless you're going to tell me they're not in the finals, that's a reasonable argument to say Kawhi is better. But if you're going to tell me they're in the finals with LeBron or Kawhi, how are you going to tell me Kawhi is better?
I'm going to tell you Kawhi is better because I think Kawhi is better as a two-way player. And I'm going to take the floor. I'm passionate about this. I wrote an article. Check out 7th roundmedia.com. One of the first blogs you'll see. I say that Kawhi is the number one player in the world right now. Notice I say right now. And I believe he's also top one in the NBA. If I'm starting a franchise, I want him. But he's dominated. He's been dominant. And I can pull up the stats if you want. I kind of want you guys to read the article, but if you want me to pull up the numbers, I can pull up the numbers. Chad, Connor, should I pull them up?
You should pull them up.
All right, I'll pull them up. Chad, you got to give me, how – you still have Giannis over Kawhi?
No, he switched
I switched. I have Kawhi at 3.
Here's the thing. I'll talk about Giannis while I'm pulling up the numbers. He was so exposed the whole Raptors series. He can't shoot. He was so afraid to take any shot outside of the paint, and it honestly hurt him. Made the Bucks a little bit, not even a little bit, way less dynamic. So, and then you can't have Eric Bledsoe shoot. He couldn't shoot anything. Middleton tried to save him from 3, but I mean he wasn't. And Brook Lopez had a couple out of body games, but I mean, seriously,
you know what all Giannis needs though is he doesn't even need a 3-pointer. He needs that turnaround jumper in the lane. He was airballing turnaround jump shots inside the paint.
Dude, he was airballing free throws.
Did the Bucks bring in Brook Lopez at the deadline, or was he there the whole season?
He was there the whole year. I'm almost positive.
Okay.
Back to the numbers, though. Kawhi averaged 31.2, 8.8, and 3.8 a game, with, I believe, a steal and a half per game throughout the playoffs so far, which is 18 games. Hitting 51% from the field, 39% from 3, 88% from the free throw line. That's almost 50, 40, 90.
And that's exceptional. And that's why he's better than LeBron. He is 3 times as efficient as him.
And he's playing hurt. He's giving him 39 minutes a game. He's a workhorse out there. It's been incredible, and he's obviously the guy that your opponent's going to focus on. So they're trying to minimize the damage that and they can't. He's creating points for himself, his teammates, creating opportunities for shots. Leads everyone in points per touch, mid-range shot percentage, and assists on corner threes. That's a fun stat. In addition to that, he just clamped down Giannis. So he's playing offense. He's never been this much of an offensive workload, or had this much of an offensive workload in his career. Clamped down Giannis. These were my favorite stats in my article, which you still should read because it's awesome.
Who said we
Giannis,
didn't?
Yeah, I actually did read it already.
No, I'm saying this is for the listeners.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not just you guys out here, Giannis was averaging 27.7 points in the regular season. The 4 games after Nick Nurse decided to put Kawhi on him predominantly, those last 4 games the Raptors all won, he only averaged 20.5. That's a 7-point difference. That's a huge difference in playoff games. Giannis was shooting 58% in the regular season, 43% with Kawhi on him those last 4 games. 15% is massive, considering the margin of victory.
That's another reason I'll take Kawhi. LeBron doesn't play any defense anymore, aside from getting blocks. That's it.
The most impressive stat, I think, because this compares straight up these 2 matched up these last 4 games. Kawhi's plus 36. Giannis was minus 15. Huge discrepancy. And you're talking about him guarding the front runner for MVP, most people would say. So that's,
And the dude's 7 foot that he's guarding. Yeah. He's given up, what?
Unbelievable.
6 inches?
Yeah, because Kawhi's 6'7", I believe. That's unbelievable. And that's why I think he's the number 1 player right now. I'll take him over anyone. He stopped the Heat from winning 3 in a row in 2014 en route to Finals MVP in his second season. Who's to say he can't do it again this year? Warriors are going for 3 in a row. I know the Warriors are, they're disgusting. They're unfair. I hate them. They make me sad. But
one thing that I was thinking about the other day is I can't figure out who Kawhi's going to guard tomorrow night for the Warriors.
And it's because Kevin Durant's not playing. I don't know.
He'll guard Kawhi.
I was thinking.
Fairly confident he'll guard Kawhi.
They'll probably mix him up.
The only reason I think he'll guard Clay is because Kyle Lowry can't guard anyone else besides Curry.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. If you
I personally think they should put Kawhi on Curry.
But then
if they can.
Yeah, but then who's what's his name Lowry gonna guard?
That's what I'm saying. With Lowry in there, I think he has to guard Clay, or I could even. Well, you're gonna put Siakam on Draymond, right? And then who's going to guard Iguodala? Danny Green?
I mean, that's fine because Iguodala is not the biggest offensive threat. Danny Green's pretty decent defensively.
Is Serge Ibaka coming off the bench?
Yeah, it's Serge Ibaka, Van Vliet, and Norman Powell are their top three off the bench.
Powell's been fantastic.
Oh, yeah. So Van Vliet played really well at the end of that series.
Oh, God. Once he had a kid, dude, he was wet. Wet from three. Like he's popping him in the bucket like his wife was popping out the sun. So, I mean, it was awesome. Little Freddie V.
That's like, I don't... Kawhi's going to have to guard Klay because Klay would torch Lowry if they matched up.
That's what I'm saying. If Lowry's out of the game, though, I think there's a shot they could put Kawhi on Curry if he's cooking.
Yeah. I was going to say that, too. Probably put him on the hot hand if it comes to it. Yeah. But one thing the Raptors need to do this series is Ibaka and Gasol have got to stay out of foul trouble.
Yeah, I was going to ask, do you even think Gasol's going to get minutes this series if Bogut's not in the game? He can't guard the pick and roll at all. You know what I mean?
He'll get minutes because he can also stretch and hit some three balls. So I think he'll get minutes, and they got to win the rebounding battle. He probably won't play. He might get a max of 20. I could see a max of 20 a game, but I mean,
there's no way he's playing late in the fourth, right? I doubt it.
I would like to point out Toronto's fourth and fifth best players, Ibaka and Gasol, are both significantly better than anyone on the Lakers outside of LeBron. Just would like to point that one out there.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I mean, I don't even think I want to enter. You're saying they're better than anyone else on the Lakers?
Yeah. They're better than Lonzo. They're better than Brandon Ingram. They're better than Kuzma.
Kuzma's a top 50 player in the league right now. Gasol and Ibaka, they're not even close. So I don't want to argue about it because that's a ridiculous argument. Regardless,
Kuzma's pretty good.
Kuzma's very good.
We had this discussion. We had a Darty. We were in the bathroom.
Wow, bathroom Darty discussions are good times.
The debate was, would you rather have Ingram or Kuzma? And Kuzma was like the wildly popular choice, and I was on the Kuzma train.
I don't think. Yeah, I mean, at this point, you have to take Kuzma. They're essentially the same player, but Kuzma's better. Yeah, I mean, I don't see the Raptors making it more than 5 games in the series, though. Even with or without Durant. I mean, Curry and Klay are literally unguardable when they're just running around. It's so crazy. And I also want to say Curry's my number 4 player in the league right now. I have him ahead of Giannis. He's filthy. Can someone tell me why this series starts in Toronto, though? I've been wondering that all day.
It's either they rotate between East and West, or they do whoever wins the All-Star game.
They don't do the All-Star, and the West won that game. And I don't even think they do East and West anymore, right? They have captains.
Oh shit, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have no clue how they pick it then.
Someone did say that the Raptors had a better regular season record, but the Warriors are the 1 seed, so I really don't get it. So that threw me for a loop. Do you guys think that'll have any impact on the series? I almost would prefer to start in Golden State. I think Golden State plays better on the road.
Yeah, but Toronto's nasty at home. That's a loud arena. It's a very loud arena.
I agree from Toronto's perspective. It may have been better to starting in Golden State if you like somehow find a way to pull one of those first 2 games out of your ass, then you have confidence going into 3 and 4. But if you go and get blown out at home these first 2 games, there's no shot in games 3 and 4 in Oracle.
Ridiculous stat I want to throw out there if you're a gambling man. The Warriors are 16-1, I believe, all time under Steve Kerr in game 1s of series. The only time they lost was to the Durant and Westbrook led Thunder when they went down 3-1. So if you're looking to gamble tomorrow on a money line, just hammer the Warriors. I don't know. They're probably going to be outrageously favored.
They're not. Raptors are favored by a point.
Oh, my. All right. Well,
there's no way, really.
Everyone hear me out and hammer the Warriors.
So, Connor,
crazy thing is the Warriors opened as favorites and 1.5, and now the Raptors are a point favorite.
No, it's 1.5 for the Raptors now. I just looked.
Really?
Connor, so if I put $100 on Golden State money line,
I
how
want
much
you all. I want you also to put $100 on it for me. There's no way they lose this game.
Wait, well, I'm just saying, like, hypothetically, if I did, what would I win?
If you took
100.
them money line,
It's an
took
even
the
money line right now. It's an even money line.
It's
right now.
100 to win 100, or you could put like 100 on them to lose, or you could put 100 on them plus 1.5 points. You probably get about a $90 return, I would assume.
Yeah. Yep.
I would hammer the Warriors personally.
I think the Raptors are going to win game 1. I'll say it.
Uh,
I'll say it, and I'll be right. And you guys,
John,
can
I was
talk
ready to put
tomorrow
like
about it.
100. I was ready to put 100 down on the Warriors money line. Then you just picked the Raptors. Now I don't want to do it.
You should still do it, dude.
Yeah, can you still do it for me? I think they're gonna blow them out.
Okay, I'll have to find someone to do it for me, so I'll do it for both of us.
All right.
All right, but realistically, what do you think the outcome of the series is?
I would say just like Stanley Cup, 5 games. I think
Warriors.
5, yeah.
All right. What I want to happen is the Raptors in 7. What I think will happen is the Warriors in 6.
So you think Raptors get game 1, lose 2 out of the next 3, and then lose the last 2, or what? You got the Warriors ripping off 3 straight?
Yeah. They're going to go down 3-1. Warriors will take game. What does that be? Game 5 at home?
Yeah.
And then the Warriors close it out in game 6. However, if they don't and it goes to 7, I would not be shocked if the Raptors won game 7 at home. That is an absolutely electric crowd.
Listen, it's hard to play game 7s on the road. That's for damn sure.
Like the Warriors, if they do it, they got to do it before it gets to 7 because they will not win that game. On the record, bold prediction, feed me the Raptors in 7. Don't think it's going to happen, but it's what I want to happen. Warriors in 6 is my official prediction.
That's valid. All right, well,
and everyone thinks it's going to be such a cakewalk too for the Warriors. It's pissing me off. It could be. That's the safe thing to say, though. Have a little fun, guys. Come on. The Raptors aren't getting enough credit. They're a very solid team.
Kawhi Leonard's been looking like he's been having fun lately. I saw him smile a couple times in the press conference.
Yeah.
Chad, I think we're ready to get titillized. I believe John's about 8 wins away from capping off the series.
John is 7 wins away. It is 43-32 currently.
You have closed the gap. I'll give you that. You didn't give up.
Never give up, dude. Oh, no.
I can't find my...
Sorry, Biddington with a big save just now.
All right, it's time for the Karen Powers titilizations. Oh, wow. I just passed gas, and it is not good.
Some might say raunchy.
That's what I was going with, but I couldn't think of the word. Okay, found the pen. Ready to go. Number 1. These are out there today, gentlemen. How many days in an average person's lifetime will they spend at a red light?
Ooh. Am I up because I'm still winning?
Good question. Yeah.
17 days.
So this is total lifetime accumulation.
Yeah.
I should have probably asked, what's your lifespan that you're working with here?
I'm going
The average lifespan of a person is like 60, 65 years old.
I'm going to go with...
It's higher than that.
I'm going to go with 25 days.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, hold on. You just said what? 60
like
I would
79.
say 60 to 65 for the whole world. There's people in like Africa that their average
that is a good point.
lifespan is like 40 days.
I was going to say in the U.S. it's like in the high 80s, I want to say.
I just said to you, it's like 79. It's friggin' 79. I looked it up.
For the whole world or just the U.S.?
That should be a titillation. I looked up average human lifespan. Google said 79 years.
Okay.
So now I have a lot of confidence going in the titties. Let's go.
So what is...
I'm going with 25.
I said 17.
All right. Well, you guys are both way off, but Connor wins. It is 6 months. That translates to a lot more days than whatever you guys said.
There is no way.
Connor's on the board first.
That must be taken into account all these people who
No, don't come up with an excuses.
And right when it's a yellow, it just flickers yellow and they're still like, oh, and I'll stop. I'm running that.
Connor, he is rattled.
I'm
John
running
is
that.
rattled.
I'm disgusted. 6 months? Get out of here.
Connor, you're up. How many inches wide was the largest recorded snowflake?
I don't even know how big a regular snowflake is for comparison. Can you give me a unit? Is it centimeters? Is that what they measure them in?
I just said how many inches wide was the largest recorded snowflake.
My bad. I'm going to go with 7 inches.
Pretty big.
Depends what you're measuring.
Still above average at the very least. Give me a big snowflake. Give me like 5.5 inches.
It is 15 inches.
These questions are bullshit. I demand a recount, dude.
John is rattled. The comeback.
I think you shared the answers with Connor before the show.
Connor didn't even get half of it.
All right, so I guess the moral of the story is just guess the most ridiculous possible answer you can think of. Let's go. I'm ready. I regroup mentally. I'm ready. I'm going to win these last 3.
He's big mad, dude.
Yeah. How many miles per hour does a sneeze travel?
You got to be shitting me. I mean, come on, dude. 25 miles per hour.
I actually kind of like that guess. I kind of want to say it's more.
It's gotta be more.
I'll go 26 just to be a prick.
100 miles per hour.
No way! There's no way.
Oh my god, this could be the biggest comeback in anything history. All right, Connor's back up on the clock. How many people are killed per year by coconuts?
Oh my god. All right, this is going to be a ridiculous answer too. Give me 733.
732.
150.
Damn, I thought he was going to say 1,000.
Woo! We're back.
I was trying to think. I was like, that's a lot of death by coconut.
All right, John. How many muscles do cats have in their ears?
I can't lie, dude. I have no confidence in this one. I am so rattled. 33.
32. It's way less than that.
Connor hits it on the head. It's 32. I actually... Wait.
That's an all-time. That was all-time.
That may have been the pick of the century.
He only did it because I said 33 and you smirked, dude. You gave it away with the smirk.
Oh,
so you knew, John was close. Let me just guess one.
The excuses are out in full force.
Wow, what's the series at now? I'm within single digits.
44-36.
Wow. He might blow it. Those are good ones. Those were like life questions that I need to know.
Wow.
I cannot get over the sneeze traveling 100. Are you kidding me?
John, do you have a concussion?
No, I'm just pissed off. The sneeze goes 100? I feel like I'd have a concussion every time I sneeze that. Are you serious?
The whiplash? Dude, I actually heard something. If you could hypothetically keep your eyes open while sneezing, they would pop out of your eye sockets. That's how much force.
I'll be honest, I have some very painful sneezes. Like, as I've gotten older, they're getting more painful. I feel one time I sneezed earlier this year, my arm went numb. I swear to God.
I think you seriously need to go see a doctor. Like, your body seems to give out an extreme amount.
You're probably right.
Damn. Well, the only thing left to really talk about is MLB's kind of getting into the swing of things finally. Oh, man. I mean, I couldn't be more pissed off with the MLB right now. There's dudes falling left and right, getting injured everywhere. Also, I want to talk about Derek Dietrich. Why does he have 17 home runs? He pimped 3 homers yesterday.
I believe he had 6 or 7 at-bats in a row the past 2 or 3 days. All of them were home runs.
6 straight. No, he had his last 6 hits were all home runs.
That's insane.
Boys, you know who he reminds me of from 2 years ago? Scooter Gennett. Remember Scooter hit 4 in one game?
Yeah, and Scooter hasn't been good. Scooter had a couple of good years, though.
Scooter's been great the last 2 years.
But my thing is, where did this come from? Derek Dietrich had 16 homers the entire season before.
That is a bit odd.
He's probably juicing.
I was going to say
ripped. He is ripped, dude. He's really funny, though, and I hate the Reds, but like he's very fun. I feel like they tweet something every day. He's just doing something ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean,
he's a funny dude.
He's yoked. He's one of the few players I see that like keeps his like jersey kind of unbuttoned, and he is just chiseled.
Yeah.
He's gonna get beamed by a pitch pretty soon, though. He pimped all 3 of those home runs yesterday.
All against the damn Pirates too. It's so embarrassing. It makes me so upset, dude.
Speaking of the Pirates, where the hell did Josh Bell come from? Jesus our Christ.
I mean, that's not as crazy as Dietrich, I don't think. Bell had a big rookie year last year. He regressed sophomore year. But, I mean, he is friggin' raking.
Yeah, he hit another one tonight.
Yeah.
I was going to say, Bell is so young that, I mean, I feel like he was a top prospect coming up.
He was. He actually was drafted. He was supposed to be a top 5, top 10 draft pick the year he came out, but he told every team he was not wavering from his commitment to, I believe it was Texas. He said, I'm not signing no matter what. Pirates take a flyer on him in the second round. They give him the highest signing bonus anyone's ever gotten, picked that late. And it worked. And here he is. And he's never had his biggest knock his whole career has been power. He has never had an elite power tool, but he's figured it out. Usually, and that happens sometimes when people come up to the majors. They figure it out. So he's the best hitter we've had since McCutchen. It's very exciting. Hopefully they don't trade him within the next 2 or 3 years. That'd piss me off more than anything. I'd probably quit the Pirates.
A couple of big names I want to talk about. I mean, Bryce Harper has looked awful this year. What is good with him?
Dude,
is he? Can we declare that he is a bust at this point?
I would say he's a bust, but I don't think he's what people expected. I think he's a Joey Gallo in a sense, a guy that's going to hit 220, 230 year in and year out, and he'll have 30 to 40 homers. I literally think that's why I put that pull up on one of the Twitter accounts. I think he's a Joey Gallo, just doesn't. I mean, the hard contact rate for Gallo is actually stupid, but Harper's the same sort of guy.
But he has an MVP. Like he's shown the ability to hit close to 300.
I know, but it's been 3 years in a row now where he's been below 250. If it was year, go ahead.
You go ahead.
If it was 1 year that he hits 230 and this is the beginning of that following year, I wouldn't be ready to be so down on him and just call him a power guy. But it's been 2 or 3 years in a row now where he has not hit over 250. So I don't know. I honestly don't see that changing.
If his name wasn't Bryce Harper, I don't think he would have gotten paid what he got paid. His name has carried him ever since his MVP season.
Yeah, I agree with that. On the flip side, though, what do we think about Vlad Guerrero Jr. so far? I think he's going to be unbelievable.
You know, he started slow.
He's been raking lately, though.
Yeah, he started real slow, as several guys do when they just come up. But he's picked it up definitely over the last few weeks. So
I think
the Blue Jays need something.
He has 10 or 11 homers at this point?
He has 5. He has 5.
That's it?
Yes, that is all. He had 0 though for the longest time.
I think he'll eventually move to first base. I don't think he'll be at third for.
He's he's a pretty good fielder though, to be honest.
I don't think that mobility is going to stay with the weight. Like he's got the thickest ass I've ever seen.
He's got a big keister, dude. That's true.
Some people would say he's carrying a wagon back there. Yeah, no doubt.
Front and back.
Are there any other top prospects worth talking about right now that we haven't mentioned already? Paddock's, he's pretty elite at this point.
a bad outing today.
How's that guy Senzal doing from the Reds?
He's leading off, and he's actually been pretty good, stolen a few bases. He just needs Votto to start hitting, honestly.
Yeah.
That 2 through
Votto's
5.
Been a big disappointment.
Yeah, that 2 through 5 have not been great, even though Eugenio Suarez is heating up. Puig's been bad, but Senzel will be good. He's been playing center.
I was looking the other day at Pat offered me a Votto trade, and it lasted about, like, by the time I saw it in my email, by the time I checked my team 5 minutes later, he already deleted it.
John, I got a notification today, clicked on it, and it was gone. Like, it was within 2 minutes. Trade offer from Pat.
Dude, is Pat just drunk all the time with this? Like, I'm calling him out if he's listening. Like, Pat, what are you doing? If you're going to offer me a trade, don't take it off the table. I check you off. I cross your name off the list of trade suitors in the future if you do that.
That's what text messages is for. It's like, what do you think about this deal? What do you think about this? Owner. Yeah, what do you think about this deal or that deal?
But dude, I was looking. It was like Saturday or Sunday, and I saw Votto only had 9 RBIs. I think he's got double digits now, but that is terrible.
He's got 4 homers, 10 RBIs now.
That is terrible, dude, and he is striking out quite a bit. I don't think that this is a fluke. I think this is officially Votto is rapidly declining. So sucks to see. He's a great player, great guy, funny.
I want to, talking about struggling guys, I want to talk about some struggling aces. So DeGrom's been up and down this year. Kluber's been hurt. Trevor Bauer's been bad. Syndergaard's been pretty bad.
Pitching's been wonky, dude.
Who?
Chris Sale hasn't been great.
Yeah. Do you think it's just kind of do you think the baseballs have something to do with it? Do you think it's just these guys will figure it out? What do you think at age?
You didn't even. Scherzer also hasn't been as sharp as usual. He's got a shit ton of. Him and Garrett Cole both have a ton of strikeouts. Their ERAs and WHIPs though aren't what we're accustomed to seeing. So I don't know. It's very odd. It's very odd what's going on.
I will say, I feel like the last few years, especially when they've seemed to start putting more of an emphasis on scoring runs and home runs and whatnot, I feel like a lot of the really good pitchers have seemed to come out of the gate pretty slow over the past few years. And I feel like towards the end, it kind of flips, whereas the pitchers are kind of dominating. I don't know. I feel like that's how it's
another thing to keep in mind.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not worried about DeGrom and Trevor Bauer, but it's just like, I don't know. There's guys that have like a mid-3s ERA and like a 1.1 WHIP right now, and they're top 10 on the player rater for pitchers. And it's just, in years past, they're not nowhere near the top 10 with those types of numbers.
On the flip side, I feel like for the most part, there haven't been a ton of blown saves. I feel like closers have been relatively steady this year.
Yeah,
I'm ripping the no closer approach because I fucked up my draft, so I don't even know what's going on with the closers.
I don't. John, you and I are tied for the least amount of saves in the league right now. We both have 4.
It's the only thing I just can't seem to figure out. I don't know what to do with it. I'll be honest. My bats, I'm playing the perennial powerhouse Johnny Fucking baseball, and I'm winning 9-2-1 earlier in the week. My bats last week also had one of the best weeks in of the season for anyone. Absolutely went off. Want to touch on a guy real quick. Shift focus. Alex Bregman quietly set the Astros franchise record for home runs in a month. He's at 12 this month with a couple days left. So Bregman's hot and beautiful. And
you know what blows my mind about Bregman is he is kind of a small dude.
He is. Yeah. I think he is one of the most underrated players in the league. He might be the most underrated player in the league. And I'm going to write an article about it soon. Look out for that, everyone.
Where do you how do I put this? So obviously 3-4 years ago when you had the likes of Correa and Altuve and Bregman coming through the system, I mean, Correa was significantly higher on the whatever you want to put, the prospect list than Bregman. Is that just a case of people aren't going to put like a organization's number 3 prospect among the top 20 guys? Is it just because he got shuffled down within the Astros is the reason he was shuffled down, and just in like the MLB sense in general, or was he just not that?
Well, he was a first-round pick, so
he was.
I mean,
he wears number 2 because he was drafted. I believe he was drafted second, and he thought he should have been drafted first. He is very
was always
cocky
gonna
and
be elite,
confident, and that
yeah.
gets me fired up because that's what I am. So me and Bregman would get along. We should hang out. I tweet him sometime. Him and Baker Mayfield. One of these days, one of them will respond.
Oh, speaking of the Browns, this just popped in my head. Did anyone see Odell Beckham's new
Yeah.
Bentley, dude? Oh my God!
Yeah.
Have you seen that, Chad?
No, I have not.
He has an orange, like a Browns orange Bentley, and instead of having like where the Mercedes-Benz logo would be, like on the front of a car that sticks out, like sticks up.
Yeah.
He has one that goes up and down, and it is him making the catch against the Cowboys.
But in a Browns jersey, yeah.
But in a Browns jersey, and it's like all steel or metal or whatever they use for that. It is that is like one of the biggest fuck you money moves I've ever seen.
Huh. Well,
Speaking of that, being in Nantucket this weekend, I realized there is rich, and then there's like fuck you rich. Like there was people that money was not an object to. And I hope someday to get to that point. I just wanted to throw that out there.
That is the goal in the end of the day for most folk.
We'll get there.
What was the best idea you guys ever had for like business idea, side hustle? I'm curious. You ever think you had something in mind?
Yes, and I still think I do because I still don't see it. A little chip you put in your wallet, you put it on your keys. People lose this all the time. Their wallet, their keys, credit card even.
They make
I've been told it exists. I've never seen it. I've never heard of it. I don't think it exists. So I might go ahead, rip it anyway, see what I can do.
You know where I saw that?
Where?
You know what object I saw that on? I'll give you both a guess. What do people our age just can't live without?
Jewel.
It was on the Jewel. Yeah. Someone had a tracker on their Jewel. It was one of the craziest things ever. That's addiction right there, folks. Nicotine, no bueno. Wink, wink.
I never got into the Jewel. My parents will be happy to hear that when they listen to this. Jewels are bad.
Jewels are bad. Chad, you definitely had some business ideas back in the day.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. It's something to do with a toilet.
Chad's the guy who sits on the toilet for like hours on end just thinking about life.
It was something like, they're coming out with those like little things where you don't plug your phone in to charge it, but you set it on that like little mat thing and it just charges it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I have one of those.
You have that on the top of the toilet behind like the area that you would open up and there's like all the gadgets in there. So then when you go to flush it, it like charges up the toilet and it's like a one hit bang and you're up at 100% on your phone because you're going to have your phone in the bathroom with you.
Chad, let me tell you, if you could figure out any object to charge your phone in one touch, you will be a millionaire. Probably a billionaire. Because that does not exist anywhere.
Okay.
That was the other thing while we're on that topic. For years, I've been saying I wish you could donate battery life from one person to another, and then Samsung decides to steal my idea. Or I think it was Samsung. I don't know.
I've got another one.
Samsung Galaxy.
Okay. All right. One of them is interesting. So it's kind of like a Uber, and it combines like Uber, Uber Eats, all that, where you go in and you pick what you want to do for the night, like takeout, date night, something like that. You pick your city, you press create, and it sets you up with, depending on what time you want to start. Say you want to start at 7:30. It'll set up an Uber at your house at 7:30. It'll pick a restaurant near you with the best deals. You go there, do that. It'll pick a movie theater within like 10 miles of where you're eating, and it'll essentially create a date night for you.
So you're essentially paying for a limousine service that also coordinates your night out.
Yes.
With that, but it's not a limousine. It's like a regular car.
Uber, yeah. And the other one was...
I just got an idea.
You know what's crazy is I think that I could easily see Uber doing something like that in the near future.
Oh, I just thought of an amazing idea.
Can I tell you about the period sucker first?
What?
It was a girl I was with that came up with it. So girls don't have periods. That like
make
suck
it more
it all
flattering.
out.
A more flattering title.
A period vacuum.
No. You got to remove the first part, boss, not the second part.
A female vacuum. to get like the the blood out before.
All right, we're moving on. You lost your shot.
So my brilliant idea I just thought of, an app similar to Tinder, Hinge, but you're not trying to go on a date or whatever. You're trying to find people to just do activities with, dude. Play basketball, go golfing. You'll have your interests, what you like. Could match it up. You could do sports teams, interests. It's a Saturday afternoon. I want to go golf. I got no one to golf with. Boom, app.
So I want to tell you, John, I've seen an app like that in prototype a few years back. I've never seen it actually worked, and it only focused on one activity. So yours seems like an all-inclusive thing. I've seen apps like that. I've seen apps like that for basketball as well as for like you. There's apps I've seen where like you basically can coordinate going out to like different bars and like social events.
Like everything, dude. One-stop shop. You're bored. You want to make some new friends if you're that kind of person. Depending my mood, I could be. My city, if I just moved to a city, I mean, that'd be a great app. So
yeah,
I just think we might want to get the ball rolling. Trademark right now. If anyone listening comes out with this, I'm going to find you. I'm going to find your kneecaps. I'm going to bang them with something metal. So that's all me. This is my idea. That's not a threat. That's just I'm saying if anyone steals this idea, that ain't okay.
So, all right, let's dive into business a little bit here. How would you go about acquiring the users of the platform? What's your marketing tactic there?
Dude,
if you don't have friends, find them.
No. I'm saying, how are you just going around? You're just telling people to sign up to this app, like,
dude. And you could even. I'm glad Chad said that. You can go in with someone else. 2 people looking to play. I don't know. You're looking for a foursome for golf. You got 5 people. You're looking to play a little fives at the court down the road. Can really do whatever you want.
I think it's a brilliant idea, especially in big cities. Like if you had that in New York, wow.
If I had that when I just moved to Charlotte, I mean, even if I still had it now, because why not, dude?
Because you only hang out with chicks.
Yes, exactly why. I need someone I can go golfing with, dude.
I honestly think that's a great idea if you can figure out how to make the app work,
dude. And the shitty thing is I am lazy. But I'm kind of fired up, so I might look into it.
Yeah.
Well, we can do it under 7th Media. I'll take the money, the most of it. 69% of it will be mine.
No. See, you need to be a separate entrepreneur, and then we'll get clout because it'll be like famous entrepreneur.
Dude, I might go to Shark Tank with this. I might go to Shark Tank
with a prototype. Yeah. I watched the Shark Tank today, by the way. This girl went in there. She just started fumbling around with the numbers, and these people made her cry, dude. I've never seen
that happens.
Sharks are ruthless, but I mean, I guess that's how investing money works, huh?
Boys, I have a long-term idea. Once we get on our feet, a couple years down the road, once we're doing this full time, we open out east side of Long Island, 7th Rounders Bar and Grill.
Why east side of Long Island?
It's somewhere out not near a lot of people. So you have your locals.
I told myself, I just want to get this out there. If I ever open up a bar, which has always been a dream of mine, it has to be with like near water. That's like my only requirement. Dude,
and here's the selling point. The drinks are free. However, the payment is people tip that they feel the experience was worth. I think that way you get some locals come in for an hour, they get 3 or 4 beers, they may just throw you $50. Versus in reality, if you made them pay for each drink, the total might be 20, where you get, $28 total. You come in, you don't charge a nickel for the drinks at the end of the night.
You got to have some front end money though. If you're doing that, you got to charge a cover.
I was going to say you're going to need a little bit of a cover, and you're also going to make sure that your crowd is of the
older
demographics where they don't mind throwing $50 for a tip. If
I said east side of Long Island.
Yeah. If that's a college bar, you're losing a lot of money.
Last thing I'll say as we wrap up here, me and my roommate Anthony from 3 years in college, we've always had this business idea to open a restaurant. Half is going to be pizza and half is pasta. It was going to be John and Ace's Pizza and Pasta Shack. Boom, best of both worlds. We love it.
So they make the pasta in front of you? How's that working?
Yeah, it's like a little bar. It's like a Chipotle line.
Gotcha.
For both sides.
Okay, I don't mind that. See, we're working.
fun.
We're just spreading some knowledge for all you
Spread-
listeners. Just start thinking of business.
Can't give away
ideas.
too
Just
much
go
more,
for it.
though. Well, I've pretty much emptied my brain, though. I got nothing left.
Yeah, no one take the
I'm on E.
period vacuum idea from me, please.
All right, and on that note,
All right, we will sail off into the sunset.
check out the website. Keep listening. We love
John's
you
blonde
guys.
friend, I love you. AJ, you know what to do. Adios.